welcome to the property news on Magic Bricks Now, India's first property channel. I'm Amata Balachandra. Let's take a look at the top headlines at this hour. Mumbai civic body BMC might break the city's DP or development plan into 5-year plans instead of a 20-year blueprint. That's the word coming in from Civic Chief Ajay Mehta at a meeting attended by top developers from builder body Naredco. Big boost for affordable homes in Pune. Proposed development control rules or DCR mandates that developers set aside 20% of the total plot area for affordable homes. Developers' own projects will get an OC only after the affordable home projects are granted an occupancy certificate. Magic Bricks Now gets you exclusive details. And noise in Mumbai can cause permanent health damage, says Anti-Noise Pollution Brigade Awas Foundation. A PIL seeking stringent rules to curb noise pollution in the city came up for hearing at the Mumbai High Court today. We get you exclusive details from the Crusaders fighting the noise war. Straight up to our top story, Mumbai's development plan or DP might soon be broken into 5-year plans that are easier to implement rather than a 20-year blueprint. That is the news from a meeting of top Mumbai developers and the Mumbai Civic Chief. Members of Naredco were in a meeting addressed by BMC Commissioner Ajay Mehta. The meeting was about Mumbai's draft development plan or DP, which is currently in the public domain for suggestions and objections. Our reporter Ruchi Deshpande was at that meeting earlier today and she joins us on the phone line with more details. Ruchi, tell us what was discussed at the meeting.
Well, at the meeting that was hosted by builder body Naredco and that had Mumbai Municipal Corporation Chief Ajay Mehta in attendance. Ajay Mehta, in fact, said that the Mumbai Municipal Corporation is now in a process to break up their 20-year-old blueprint or the plan for development of the city into small 5-year plans. He said the rationale behind doing so was the fact that after every 5 years, they will check as to how much on-ground progress has been made, how much of it has been implemented, so that even the funds can be used in a proper manner. Besides this, he mostly reiterated what was there in the draft development plan that is now out in the public domain. He also added that the Mumbai Municipal Corporation is open to all versions of the DP and he wants to take them on board. He also said that the development plan is made considering that they want to push the city's commercial value. In fact, he also highlighted that they had plans of including an FSI of 5 only for commercial development, especially in the suburbs. And he concluded it by saying that the way to create affordable housing in this city was to either acquire land from private firms or by unlocking the land that was already present in the city.
Okay, also, Ruchi, tell us, considering this was about the draft development plan, did you also get to talk to the Civic Chief about potholes, an issue that we've been bringing up here on Magic Bricks Now?
Yes, in fact, apart from what was discussed by him regarding the draft development plan of Mumbai, I also asked him if what the Mumbai Municipal Corporation was doing about the traffic issues that we've been highlighting as well as the potholes issue of the city, but he refused to give us any answer or comment on the same.
All right, Ruchi, thank you so much for joining us on the phone line there with all the details. Moving on now, Pune is set to get more affordable homes if the proposed development control rules or DCR for the city gets the Maharashtra Cabinet's approval. The new rules mandate that developers set aside 20% of the total plot area for affordable homes. Homes built on the rest of the plot will be granted possession only after an OC is taken for these affordable homes. Ruchi Deshpande gets us this exclusive.
The city of Pune is all set to get a fresh supply of affordable housing if the proposal for its new DCR or development control rules is passed by the Maharashtra State Cabinet. Let me just take you through what the provisions are regarding affordable housing within the area of Pune Municipal Corporation. Well, first off, any developer who is issued a plot of 4,000 square meters or more has to keep aside 20% of the net plot area only for affordable housing. Now, these houses have to be 30 to 50 square meters in area, and they have to be sold by the developer to MHADA, which is also the state housing body. Now, if MHADA chooses to reject or not accept these plots, then the developer can go and sell these affordable housing plots in the open market. Now, one of the most noteworthiest provisions in this proposed DCR is the fact that no occupancy certificate will be provided by the Pune Municipal Corporation's Town Planning Department to the rest of the construction in that proposed plot until the occupancy certificate has been obtained for the affordable housing plot, which means that if you don't have an OC for the affordable houses, then there will be no OC granted for the rest of the development. Now, this is one measure that the Maharashtra state government has been reinforcing to increase the supply of affordable housing in the state of Maharashtra.
All right, to get us more perspective on what this means for the real estate sector, we caught up with Sachin Kulkarni of CREDAI Pune earlier today. Let's listen in to what he has to say.
Developers are concerned, yes, we welcome this. We understand the importance of affordable housing, inclusive housing within the city limits. So we are absolutely in line with the thought of the government of providing the smaller size housing units in our projects. Second point important that we have observed in the draft rules is that we can either give this 20% FSI housing either in the same project or within the ward, within the limit of that PMC ward, which is again a very welcome move. We have been demanding for this for quite some time. One important and interesting fact that you should observe, rather we have made observations, is that we have spoken about 20% inclusive housing in any project that is more than 4,000 square meter plot. Good, but we haven't specifically spoken about the density of tenements that is required per hectare. We have not spoken about the ground coverage permissible. We are silent on the requirement of parking for such units because parking is now becoming a very major issue when we are planning our projects. The requirement of side margins and setbacks, again, there is quite a lot of silence and a lot of discrepancies within the Pune Municipal Corporation limit on these aspects. So I think we need to be more exhaustive when we set up guidelines as a policy. Finally, at the end of the day, if MHADA doesn't play its own role, it is the onus comes to the developer. So I don't see that as a bottleneck. Of course, there are time limits given to MHADA, the 6-month time frame, which is good. If it doesn't happen in the 6 months, then we are open to sell it in the open market. We should understand the intention of forming such regulations. The intention is to create low-cost housing within the city, for which we as CREDAI have always supported. So we are very clear on that. Holding OC to ensure that simultaneous construction for the free component as well as the EWS component is ensured at the project site is, again, I don't see a problem. So it's a OC. It's not that you are giving a commencement certificate for the open part of the FSI after OC. So I think OC for the rest of the project after the OC of affordable units, I don't see that as a problem.
Shifting focus to Mumbai now, for Mumbaikars, the High Court might put a stop to the high level of noise pollution that one is witnessing across the city in its verdict on July 8th. Mumbai High Court is hearing petitions filed by Awas Foundation against high levels of noise pollution in the city. This is largely caused by traffic and incessant construction activity. Ahead of the verdict, my colleague Aishwarya Palaval caught up with Sumaira Abdulali, founder of Awas Foundation, earlier today and asked her how high levels of noise can impact our health. Listen in.
Actually, people don't realize what kind of health hazards there are because they think they've got used to noise. But it's been proved that even if you think you're used to it, you still face the same hazards, which include high blood pressure, heart disease, annoyance, of course, hearing loss. And nowadays they say even cancer can be caused by high noise levels. So I think if people are aware of these things, they'll definitely treat noise differently.
In Mumbai, which are the areas that you have covered which have the highest level of noise pollution as compared to others?
Well, that can be divided into two separate parts. One is on a normal day through the year, any traffic junction, like for example, we found that the place under the JJ flyover was the noisiest in Mumbai. It's nearly 105 dB, which is very, very loud. and under most flyovers, because the sound reflects off flyovers. So under flyovers and in areas where there's a lot of traffic, Sion Junction, JJ Junction, Sakinaka, all the junctions are very, very loud. And in addition to that, there's a separate type of noise, people who live along procession immersion routes. That's another place which is very noisy. The third kind of noise is people who live near religious places, because that disturbs them at night. So there's several categories of places which are noisy. You can't say any one is better or worse than the other. They're all worst at different times of the year.
Should people be scared of living close to these areas, as you said that now studies say that if you can even get cancer if you stay in areas that has very high level of noise pollution?
Well, I think rather than being scared, we should all be working towards controlling noise, and it's ultimately our voice which is going to count. The High Court said today that they would make sure that people would have a forum where they could easily complain, and they would also give them liberty to apply to the court in case of complaints. So that's already a very positive thing, and I think we need to make use of these things and ensure that we get the kind of control that we want. So I would rather not be scared, although yes, it is very harmful for you and you should not accept it.
What do you expect from the different kind of authorities going forward? Do you think that MMRDA, BMC, they have already got the equipment in place? Do you think going forward they will use those equipments to keep this kind of noise in check?
Again, that's up to us as citizens. If we insist that they use them, they will use them. If we say nothing can be done and give up, then they may not use them. They have not used them for the last at least 14 years that I'm aware of. So I think whether they use them now or not is again completely up to us.
Is there anything that citizens can do to build up more pressure so that we do not live in such kind of hazardous situations?
Well, the immediate thing they can do is that nowadays anybody can download a free app onto your phone. You can measure noise levels, you can make an informed complaint to the police, and you can insist that they use them. Of course, our meters which we have on our phone may not be 100% accurate, but they are certainly very indicative, and they can be used to insist that the police take proper measurements using their sophisticated meters and take action also according to law. So yes, we can do all that.
Moving on, MGF Land has filed for a demerger scheme with MGF Development. Dubai-based PJSC and MGF Development have agreed on separation terms through a scheme of demerger. MGF has 53 ongoing projects across India, but how will this demerger impact home buyers of MGF Land, and if there will be any impact at all? When we contacted the company, they sent us a letter that has been sent to all home buyers of all their projects. The company also said that they are committed to providing effective management of projects and have provided most home buyers with target completion schedules and are in the process of doing the same for all their projects. Talking about the demerger, Dubai-based PJSC will increase stake to 74% or more in the company, while MGF Development will reduce its stake. So they will not part ways completely. Additionally, MGF Land has transferred development rights of 1,685 acres of land to MGF Development for land in Delhi, Gurgaon, Mohali and Goa. Post the demerger, we hear from the company, PJSC will infuse capital into the company to tackle project delays. Now, we reached out to MGF. The developer says, and I quote, with taking the leadership position, the complete focus is on fast-tracking completion and delivery of all the ongoing projects to the customers. The necessary funds and resources have been deployed for an early completion. Now, the Mumbai Metro Rail Corporation, or MMRCL, is planning to raise 1,000 crore rupee for Kolaba Bandra Seeps Underground Metro. MMRCL will raise the money by selling a 3-hectare plot located on Juhu Ville Parle Link Road, or JVLR. As per rules formulated by the Union Government, 1,000 crore rupee was to be raised via commercial exploitation of land. MMRCL is yet to finalize on the usage of the identified plot. In case MMRCL fails to meet this target, they will have to approach the state government for allotment of additional plots. Now, the initial cost for the Colaba-Bandra-Seeps Metro Corridor was estimated to be 23,136 crore rupee, but the final cost is expected to increase significantly. Now, the civil works contract worth 18,115 crore rupee was awarded on the 5th of July. The cost has increased over 25%. The Japan International Cooperation Agency, or JICA, will provide 57% of the total project cost. The central and the state government will contribute 2,403 crore rupee via equity, and 777 crore rupee will be granted by Mumbai International Airport Limited. Moving on, Amazon has opened 6 new centers in Chennai, Coimbatore, Delhi, Jaipur and Mumbai to prepare for a spike in demand in the upcoming festival season. With the launch of these new FCs, or fulfillment centers as they're called, Amazon.in continues to have the largest storage space for an e-commerce company in India, with its FCs operational across 10 states, covering a total area of close to 2.5 million square feet. Let's also quickly take a look at what else is making news in the world of real estate.
While Maharashtra struggles with a 3.3 lakh crore debt, the state government is thinking out of the box. In what the state is calling a game-changing move, the government has planned a $10 billion fundraising plan in a bid to build infrastructure in rural areas. The Maharashtra government plans to raise funds from countries like Saudi Arabia, Japan, Germany, Israel and Canada that have expressed keen interest on investing in the state. Hyderabad is the best city to live in India. That's the verdict coming in from global human resources consulting firm Mercer. According to a Mercer's 18th annual Quality of Living survey, Hyderabad ranks 139 across the world. According to the survey, Hyderabad is the best option amongst other Indian cities thanks to cheap home rentals and new job opportunities. The survey was based on various factors such as political and social environment, socio-cultural environment, basic amenities, etc., and then listed city rankings to identify the best places to live in 2016. Other Indian cities that are a part of the list include Pune, Mumbai, Delhi, Kolkata and Bengaluru. Varanasi, the spiritual capital of India, missed the bus in the first and second list of smart cities selected by the centre. The city is now competing to be a part of the 40 cities that will be selected in August this year. The city has secured strategic partnerships with companies such as Philips, Schneider Electric, IBM and Ericsson as a part of its Smart City project. The city's plan is being developed under the name Smart Kashi. The Smart City plan for Varanasi proposes electric crematoriums, pedestrian-friendly streets, rejuvenation of temples and ghats, and a night bazaar to promote local food and handicrafts. Bureau Report, Magic Bricks Now.
Moving on to weekend retreats now, our correspondent Aditi Singh travels north to the foothills of the Shivaliks to an evergreen hill town, Kasauli. Take a look.
This time on Weekend Retreats, I'm headed to North India. On the foothills of Himalayas, just 2 hours of drive away from Chandigarh, nestled amidst towering pines, lies a quaint hill station, Kasauli. Kasauli is a cantonment which was established by the British Raj in 1842, and because of its proximity to Chandigarh and Shimla, it makes it an attractive destination not just for tourists but also second home buyers. Kasauli offers a variety of properties for investment in the form of villas, bungalows and apartments. The prices for mid-range apartments range between Rs 2,500 to 5,000 per square feet in these cities. Studio apartments and 1 BHK apartments are the favorite investment type in these locations as they are fully furnished. prospects among the prominent national developers who have launched luxury projects in Kasauli are Tata Housing, DLF and Woodside Developments. Mist by Tata Housing is a luxurious duplex villa project which is priced in the range of Rs 3.7 to 8 crore. Pleasant weather all year round, clean and fresh air, and easy access to hospitals and good schools within and in the outskirts of the city makes Kasauli a hotspot for weekend homes. Tata Mist is located a few kilometers away from the main town of Kasauli. Perched on a hilltop, the property has a view which can't get better anywhere else in Kasauli.
Kasauli has social infrastructure. It has always been a very developed, some of the best schools in India, Sanawar and other schools are there in Kasauli. The Kasauli club is very well established, and I believe that it has been the preferred location at par with Shimla for the people who can afford to go and buy and build a new home in Kasauli.
Bright and airy living spaces boast large balconies and extra-large windows to take in the spectacular view of the hills. The interiors of all houses are done from scratch, from hard to soft furnishings. Everything has been very tastefully and perfectly synchronized. They've been given a very contemporary touch with warm and pastel colors and large-sized windows in bedrooms, which frames the beautiful foliage outside, will enhance your experience of living in the hills.
Mist has a clubhouse to die for. It has views. It has an infinity pool, which from where you can graze. I think on a clear day you can see Chandigarh from the swimming pool. It's got heated swimming pools. It got outdoor areas. It has one of the best international architects who have designed the project. It has 18 different typologies, so 18 different configurations of houses. What suits your budget, what suits your requirement, if you need a large one for an extended family or need only for a couple. It's got all of that. It's got guest rooms where, in case you were a resident in Mist and you wanted to bring in guests, you have places where you can stay there for a longer period of time. You have a doctor on call, you have concierge services. It is a platinum rated project, so I think that everything that one can think of is there.
Mist is located on the foothills of Himalayas near Kasauli and is 5,500 feet above sea level. It's about 65 kilometers from Chandigarh. There are schools within the proximity of half an hour to 40 minutes. One of the most renowned schools, the Lawrence School Sanawar, is also roughly 45 minutes away from Tata Mist. Tucked away in serenity and yet having easy access to all amenities makes Tata Mist an ideal choice for a second home.
With that, we've completely run out of time here on the Property News on Magic Bricks Now. Thank you for watching.
You can watch live TV on our website mbnow.in. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/magicbricksnow. And don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at Magic Bricks Now. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/magicbricksnow.